Okay, that would be the front piece. Of course, the problem we have is that to fill that in and silver solder the wire in. Well, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to continue with the line loco build and work on the brass dome. So it's going to be a pretty tricky operation. It could be a good day or a bad day. Okay, there's the two halves to go together to make the first joint. So I've been practicing with a few ideas, and this is what I've got. So to cut a long story short, what I ended up with was this, which worked out very well indeed. So I've done a little sketch which kind of represents that. Okay, so you can see the flange joint on the inside. You can see that it's nicely finished on the outside. So if this sketch represents the joint, you can see the dotted line is the corner that we're trying to achieve. So these two halves get clamped together. I made up a few of these little like toolmaker's clamps to do that. So initially I put in a 1.5mm wire. So let's just draw that in, which kind of sits something like that. The problem I had was that when we silver solder this all together, the fillet in this corner doesn't actually fill it in, so you got to fill it something like that. So when you file this profile, you still have an area that's not cleaned in. So what I thought I would try is put in a wire in here, a smaller one, both sides, so the fillet will be there and there, and then you've got a better chance of cleaning in the profile. So this end had been 1.2mm and these two ended up being 0.6mm, and that worked pretty well, and there it is. So achieving that over that relatively short length on the two flat surfaces is one thing, but achieving it over a much longer length and this profile, this kind of bent shape here, is maybe it's going to be something else. So anyway, we're just going to have to bite the bullet and give it a go. Okay, so I've got the two halves clamped together. I was going to use three, but I think two will do. So these toolmaker's clamps get a really good hold, because when you tighten this bolt here, pushing these two ends apart, it's a lot of leverage which puts a lot of pressure on the point of the clamp, so it's got a really solid hold there. So that looks good. So I've cut some wires, so I've got 4 wires, 1.2 and 8 wires, 0.6. So I'm assuming this is going to work. So I've got all the wires ready. Anyway, so the first thing to do is anneal these, get them straight. There we go, nice and straight. Okay, let's see if we can shake this around here. That's quite easy. Okay, we need to be able to hold that in place along with the other two wires. So we'll have to put some little wire clamps on. So we need to drill some holes. So we'll do that. So I've made up a little drilling jig. So I can drill 2 holes 3mm apart if I'm careful. So I'm using my pedestal drill. Start off nice and slow. Okay, so I'll just put several of those along the joint. Okay, so that's all the wires put in. I've got 5 locations there. I just threaded them in from the back, from the inside. So that goes in there, so we need the smaller wires prepared. So this material is very thin, I think it's 0.5mm, 20 thou, something like that. So one of the problems I have is that when you heat it up to silver solder it, because it's thin material, it doesn't have much mass. So it doesn't build up any sort of internal heat. So as soon as you take the torch away, it cools off very quickly. And it makes it very difficult, so when you come in with silver solder to try and melt the silver solder in the joint, you just can't get the silver solder to melt. Also, it's very easy to melt the brass. Now with the propane torch I'm using, it shouldn't melt the brass, but I did give it a quick try with an oxypropane. I thought if I went in with an oxypropane and did it very quickly, that might be okay, but immediately I melted the brass, so it wasn't good anyway. So to get over the problem, I'm actually using silver solder paste, which comes in a syringe. So obviously the silver solder has very fine particles in there, so it melts much more readily. So anyway, that's what I'm using, so we'll get this prepared. Just want to spread some on the bottom of the groove. Probably shouldn't touch up with your fingers, but never mind. Okay, I've got the 2.6 diameter wires. I've annealed them and stretched them. So drop that in there one side and drop the other one on the other side. Oops. Try again. Close that up. I think that looks okay. So I've added an extra wire just to keep that down. It was lifting a little bit. So we'll add some more silver solder. Okay, I think that's nicely covered. It's probably excessive, but never mind. So one of the problems that I encountered is obviously as the heat this up, the flux melts and it runs down, as you can see on this bit here, and then cleans the material, and then the silver solder follows. So we've got silver solder down here, along here, and along here. So I experimented a little bit with trying to mask this off. The thing that I found best is actually just using Tipex. So we're going to mask it off with Tipex. And that should reduce the amount of runoff of the silver solder we get, which will make it easier to clean up if it all works like. Okay, I guess we're ready to apply heat. So at the moment I'm looking for excuses to put this off, because this is quite scary. I'm pretty sure this is not a recommended way to use silver solder paste. The idea of the paste is to put it between two surfaces you want to join, apply heat. So this is probably not a best way to do it. I now have a choice to make. Do I use my bigger propane nozzle or do I use my smaller propane nozzle? It's a bit of a decision to make. The thing I'm concerned about is we're applying heat to one area of two plates, and obviously the material is going to change its dimensions as it heats up. So we'll make a distortion that may be unacceptable, so it might scrap the whole thing. Or make a distortion that I can fix, I don't know, or it may be okay. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think I'm going to go with a bigger nozzle. Okay, so that didn't go very well. Did get some distortion on the sides, but they kind of pulled in. Well, that's nothing too much to worry about. We could sort that out. The problem is there's a gap appeared on the joint, and I'm really annoyed with myself because I had every intention of putting extra clamps on the inside. And for some bizarre reason I didn't do it, which was extremely foolish. And I think if I'd done that, that joint would have been okay. Also, I think using the bigger nozzle on the gas torch was a mistake. So anyway, we've learned something. I think what I'll do is, out of curiosity, I'll file this joint up here because it looks okay here and it looks okay here. It's just in between where the material is parted. So I think I'll file this up just to see what it looks like out of curiosity. Then we'll have to make a decision. Do we try again? There are 4 of these corners to do, so do we think we can succeed? Or do we go to plan B? Yet to formulate plan B. I do have some ideas. I think the way forward is just to file this up and have a look at it, see how it turned out, where the solders actually worked. And also do a trial with plan B. And then decide if either plan A or plan B is any good. Whoops. Okay, I won't bother polishing that anymore. It's a bit pointless, but up to the point where the joint's separated, there's actually a good joint. There's no visible joints that I can see. So it is a viable method. If only I put those extra clamps on the inside, I think that could have been successful. So really stupid thing to do. Okay then, so as you saw, that didn't go too well. But on this channel you get to see the full story. You get to see my brilliance and my stupidity. I think we could continue with this method. I think we could start again and get a good result. But also I think I need to reflect on how to do this job. So the silver soldering does require high temperatures. So I'd like to explore a method that doesn't involve the silver soldering. And that would hopefully reduce or eliminate the distortion problems. So hopefully that will be in the next video. So for now, thanks for watching, and thanks to all my subscribers, much appreciated.